Here on the stream. It is 3:41 and I am Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon here in the CBS 2 Weather Center along with meteorologist Rob Ellis as we continue to watch this flash flood event unfold. We had a very rough morning with flash flooding, especially in the western portions of the city, and now some of the worst rainfall and some of the biggest concern of flash flooding is now focused over the heart of Chicago, in particular downtown, from the Gold Coast to River North to Streeterville, to the Loop, to the South Loop and southward from there to places into southern areas of Cook County. The National Weather Service posting here that in the Chicago Loop, where we're located here at CBS 2 as at 3 o'clock, that the Chicago OEMC, the Office of Emergency Management, reports that low-lying walkways at the Chicago Riverwalk have begun to flood. So within the last 42 minutes, the Chicago River has reached the height that now portions of the walkway and the Chicago Riverwalk have begun to flood. I can't imagine anyone's been down there all day today just because it's so wet. Also new from the National Weather Service, they are now posting as of 5 seconds ago, we are receiving reports that low-lying sections of Chicago River have begun to flood. The Chicago River is still rising, and our best guess is that it may continue to rise for the next 1 to 3 hours, potentially flooding a few more sections. If the rain rates can diminish soon, we will likely avoid flooding of businesses along the Riverwalk. So that's a big deal. They're saying that we need this rain to kind of subside a bit, at least go from heavy to moderate to light soon. Otherwise, we may see businesses along the Chicago Riverwalk be impacted by the rising Chicago River. So portions of the Chicago Riverwalk right here in the Loop now beginning to flood as the Chicago River is rising now. And the reason for that is we've had this persistent rainfall that has only gotten heavier over the last 90 minutes over Chicago, beginning to overwhelm some of our sewer systems and situations, and that's why we're under this flash flood warning right now. So let's do a radar tour. Got a few new updates. We're going to tighten up right now, and move in a little closer. And there you see, we'll go from north to south. Where's the heaviest rainfall right now? And right now it's Lincoln Park to Old Town to Gold Coast. We got moderate to heavy rainfall there. It's even higher rainfall rates as you get into Streeterville, as you get into River North, right? Even River West right now, it is pouring. We're talking Michigan and Ohio, Milwaukee and Halsted, right? And then you get into the Loop. If you're visiting from home, here's the Chicago River. Here's the North Branch. Here's the South Branch, and the Chicago Riverwalk is right in here, right here. So let me get my little arrow here so I can show you. Right here, Chicago River, right here in the heart of the city, and that's where we're starting to get reports flooding right now. And it is pouring rainfall right now over the city. Now we get into the Loop. Here's the Loop. Heavy downpours right now. We were seeing some really heavy rainfall rates about 10 minutes ago. State Street and IW Wells, that has faded away, but it's still, let me zoom in, it's still really heavy. Washington and Wacker. CBS 2, we are right here at CBS 2. Washington and Dearborn, so we've got some heavy rain here. And I can show you live camera. Let's go live outside. There it is. There's the rain. That continues right outside of CBS 2 right now. So let's get back to Doppler radar, and we'll zoom out and we'll continue our tour. There's a new radar scan, so that's working well. Now, some very heavy downpours increasing over the West Loop and Westtown. Let's go south. South Loop hits so hard. Bridgeport, Pilsen, Chinatown hits so hard right now. Southern Michigan Avenue, Michigan and Cermak, so right over Chinatown, some of the heaviest rainfall on the radar right now. There's the Bridgeport neighborhood, right along I-55, starting to increase right now in Brighton Park. We've got downpours in back of the yards. We have downpours that are increasing within the last minute in Bronzeville. And any of this rain that you see here, any of this rain, because this is now the new heavy pocket, this is now the dominating cell that we're watching, is going to lead to additional flash flooding issues. The one that prompted the original flash flood warning is starting to kind of fade a bit. I mean, it's still heavy, and you see it from Cicero southward to Midway southward to near Calumet City as you move into southern areas of Cook County. All right, but the worst of the weather right now is right over the city, just right smack over the city. and that's going to continue for at least the next couple hours. Weather Service saying maybe 1 to 3 hours, but we will not see major improvements until we get closer to sunset, which is at 8:29. Harwood Heights, as of 3 o'clock, reporting multiple roadways flooded, a basement flooded near Gunnison Street and Nagel Avenue in Harwood Heights here in Chicago. That's happening in some of our neighborhoods. The other thing is the Chicago River on the rise, and portions of the Chicago Riverwalk now has water on some of the walkways. Businesses, as of the top of the hour, still in good shape, but the Weather Service says that the situation has to improve very soon for us to avoid flooding of businesses along the Chicago Riverwalk. It's been a second since we've taken a look at the wide perspective. I know a lot of you may be watching from the suburbs. Waukegan, you're 67, you get some light rain, you're good. Aurora, you're good at 72. Kankakee, you're good. Joliet, you're good. All of Northwest Indiana, good shape. A couple of downpours southern areas of Jasper County. We're not leaving you out of our coverage, but the worst of the weather right now is focused over central areas of Cook County, portions of DuPage County, dealing with those downpours, and now even the northern sections of Cook County, you see some of this heavier rainfall kind of wrapping on in right now. But two big areas, two big masses of really heavy rain right over downtown, and the other one here southwest of downtown from Midway to Lyons and Burbank. Brookfield seeing some downpours. Worth right now. Beverly neighborhood, you'll see that rain increase shortly as well. But gosh, really, really heavy rainfall. Let's go back to our guaranteed rate field camera. And all right, we're socked in now. We can't even see anything. We were able to pick up at least a little bit of the Dan Ryan about 5 minutes ago, but that rain is so heavy we can't see anything now. We'll come back to the loop. That's a look at Daily Plaza outside of CBS 2. So where you see the cars moving from right to left, that's Clark Street. So that's Clark in Washington. You see some cars kind of splashing there in the background. So ponding happening here in the loop. And that's only going to get a little bit more aggravated as the afternoon goes on. Looks like we got around 12 is not working, so let's try. There you go. All right, it's a little bit improvement from visibility there from guaranteed rate field. So it looks like we weren't able to see any visibility a second ago, but now we're able to make out at least a little bit. So we get the showers that are passing on by right now. So we're live here on CBS News Chicago at 3:48, sticking with you for a while as new information continues to come on in, including this one as of 3 minutes ago of multiple roadways flooded and at least a few basements flooded in the Harwood Heights area. Earlier in the hour, we had some rainfall reports that were being updated, including over 8 inches being reported in Berwyn, 8.21. That was as of the top of the hour. 6.85 inches, so nearing 7 inches of rainfall reported in Garfield Park. Lincoln Park also, as of about 30 minutes ago, reporting 7.25 inches of rainfall. We are about 5 minutes away from getting some new information from the official sites, both O'Hare and Midway, in terms of rainfall. Both locations are reporting over 3 inches of rain for the day. A record at O'Hare, probably closing in, if not already exceeding a record at Midway. But a lot of that fell this morning, and we're going to add to those totals in a big way with these new downpours that are happening right now.
Are you on 1?
I'm on 1, yeah, and I can switch out whenever you want. But, okay. And if you need to prep for the 5, you're good. So Rob's here with me here in the Weather Center, and our game plan is just to kind of watch this with you, because we have not seen any improvement in the Doppler radar situation over downtown. And we are waiting some word from the NASCAR officials on what they're planning on doing here. I'm looking right now if there's any update, and there's not. But the NASCAR, at least not the Xfinity, so let me see. So the Loop 121 NASCAR concluded. Cole Custer declared a winner there. And then the other one, the other race that's going on, I don't know anything about NASCAR, but I'm trying to read this and learn with you. But the other NASCAR Cup Series was supposed to get going here in about 10 minutes. But based on that, it's just there's no way that can happen, because Grant Park is, look at it right here. And look at that. That's where some of the heaviest rainfall is occurring right now. It's right over Grant Park. Let's turn on lightning. It's heavy rainfall, but there's no cloud to ground lightning anywhere in Cook County. As a matter of fact, the nearest lightning strike is in southwest Michigan and into north central areas of Indiana. So it's not thunderstorms that's going to continue to postpone, if not cancel. We got to be real about it, but at least continue to postpone NASCAR in downtown Chicago, the street race, and maybe even the Cubs, which are supposed to have their first pitch in about 15 minutes. But heavy rainfall will certainly do that, and that's what we're monitoring with that. Let me take you live again. What is this computer?
Weather 3.
Okay. I want to take you to a live camera at Wrigley. On our,
while you have a moment here, Albert, and I know I'm off mic, but I'll talk close enough that you can see. So a couple of things. We're efforting swapping you out for me at the wall until we can kind of reset for a moment to give you a little bit of a break here. The newsroom is efforting more information on exactly what's happening with the Chicago River and emergency management. We're efforting that. I do want to tell you a quick story. I was freshening up my makeup in the bathroom, and again, this is just kind of the way things happen in the loop. The drains for the bathrooms are gurgling. I've never heard that here in the entire time I've worked here, where the drains are gurgling as if, and even the water in the commodes, just to be frank, is kind of sloshing a little bit. Yeah, so I thought, wow, this is, if we're talking about the sewer systems, we don't want to get into a situation where is there going to be a failure of the sewer system in the loop? I don't think we're at that point, and according to the National Weather Service, there's a concern there. That's why we have the newsroom on alert to find out exactly what's happening with that.
I do want to mention also, as you look live at Wrigley Field, that board did say Gardens versus Cubs, pitch at 4:05. Now it says game delayed. Oh. So it says game delayed now on the big board. So you see a lot of people at Wrigley Field ready for that first pitch, which has already been delayed a bit, and now ongoing delays continue because of the heavy rainfall. So, and that's right outside of CBS 2. Our cameras, we're limited in showing you. We've got a lot of cameras, but we're limited to showing you a lot of them because of this. I'm going to load the one from the South Loop that's overlooking Grant Park. They're just stuck in the clouds. These are low clouds, and the rain continues to fall right now. But you get the idea. It is a very wet Sunday afternoon. So playing off of what Rob was just talking about, the sewer situation, and one thing that has really kind of prompted us to kind of start getting a little bit more focused in on the sewer situation is this message that came out about 30 minutes ago at 3:22. It was from the National Weather Service that said this. Also watching the Chicago River, it appears that we are nearing the capacity of the deep tunnel and reservoir system. You're in the capacity of the deep tunnel and reservoir system with a combined sewer overflow event in progress. That has allowed the Chicago River to climb rapidly, and as of about 30 minutes ago, it was within 1 foot of the lowest parts of Chicago River, and then we found out about 10 minutes ago that there are portions of the Chicago River walk that now has water because the Chicago River has come up and flooded parts of the walkway, not impacting businesses, not yet. And the Weather Service says that we need to see a downward trend in the radar, what you're looking at right there, the live picture of the radar. Here's the loop of the radar. We got to see a downward trend to avoid some of this water from the Chicago River rising to the levels to impact businesses. We are not seeing that downward trend right now. I will say, though, that the worst of the rain is now focused just the south and southwest of the city of Chicago in the south side. So back the yards is getting hit so hard by these torrential downpours. Brighton Park, Bridgeport, Pilsen, Bronzeville, right along the Dan Ryan and off towards the west of Dan Ryan, some very heavy rainfall. Inglewood, you're about to notice that rain pick up in a huge way. We've got a steady moderate rainfall in Marquette Park, Auburn, Gresham. The rain is about to pick up for you. Midway, the rain is about to pick up for you as well. So my audio may drop off for 1 second. I want to load some of these new rainfall totals and see if we get an update. Hang on one. Okay, so nothing yet from O'Hare. Midway now at 3.60, 3.17 at O'Hare, and you see the amounts are decent, but not nearly as high. Aurora at 1.5 inches, and the worst of it is you see here in the color table these bright colors, and actually I can get you back and show you what that looks like. There you go. So that's some of the plots from Doppler radar estimates. And these are actually behind just a bit because we have ground reports, we have weather station reports of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of rainfall in these brighter colors. So the Doppler radar is actually underestimating just how heavy this rain has been. But you get the idea. We're talking about amounts of rainfall that we have not seen here in Chicago in a single day in over 3 years. We were talking about May of 2020, middle of the pandemic. We had some really heavy rainfall, and that's today has outdone that, and we'll probably have to go even farther in the past to tell you this is the wettest day in Chicago since blank, whenever we get some time to look at the record books. But just to give you an idea, it's at least been 3 years since we've had to deal with this. So I'm going to show you some of the new guidance when it comes to future Doppler radar, and this is showing a little less than an hour from now that heavy rainfall continues over Chicago and moving down towards the south. And actually what I'm going to do, because I think for the first time in days, one of our models, which is powered by IBM, is doing a really good job. This is from our weather vendor. So there's the top of the hour. I mean, let's zoom in. I mean, it's just doing a terrific job. Where's the heaviest rainfall? West-southwest of downtown. West-southwest of downtown. And as we go through time, let's go to 5 o'clock. All right, so 5 o'clock showing that, all right, the heaviest rainfall, Southwest Chicago, South Chicago, Tinley, Orland Park. That's what that is indicating. And then this model shows by the time we head towards 6 o'clock, we still got rain. And even though this is not showing super heavy rain over the city, any additional rainfall from here on out, even if it's light to moderate shower, could provoke or aggravate the flash flooding situation. That's just kind of where we are in this little flooding event that we're dealing with right now. And then let's go to sunset. Sunset is at 8:29, and by sunset, this model is saying, all right, it's a lot quieter, lots of daytime heating, we've exhausted the atmosphere of moisture, so that's what we're focused in on. We're focused in on about 4.5 hours from now for some major improvements, but even as we head towards 8 o'clock and we head towards 10 o'clock, there's not a lot going on the radar. What we're seeing right now will only aggravate the situation currently, but we'll have lingering issues as the evening goes on as well, even though the rainfall rates come down. So, new update from our sports department, reporting that the NASCAR Cup race remains delayed. So it was supposed to get going at 4 o'clock. As we mentioned, there's just no way they can get that going because of the amount of rainfall that's falling right over the loop right now. But that NASCAR race is delayed. Until when? We don't have a number on that just yet. Also, we've got a new little text information from the National Weather Service concerning this flash flood warning. So I'll read the latest statement from the Weather Service. They're saying that Doppler radar and automated rain gauges continue to indicate heavy rainfall across the warned area, so right over the city. Widespread rainfall amounts of 2 to 6 inches have been observed, with isolated amounts nearing 8 inches. These rain gauges indicate rainfall rates remain near 1 inch per hour, so torrential rainfall, and some of the heaviest rainfall right now is near downtown and then southwest towards the Midway Airport. And it's southwest of downtown and west of downtown that was hit so hard this morning that are now once again being hit right now. They're talking about additional rainfall amounts, Rob, additional rainfall amounts of up to 3 inches of rain possible between now and when this all subsides. So is it possible that we could have an isolated spot in the city of Chicago exceed 10 inches? It is possible. So with that,